Hello, everyone. Nice to see you all on this Thursday evening. It's a throwback Thursday of a topic because about 5 years ago, as the thumbnail suggests, unfortunately got dealt a bad blow with regards to a certain thing called diabetes. And it's well documented. It's been going on for centuries. It's not like the first guy I've got it, but here's my experience, and I'll get straight into it. And I've decided to talk about it because I've met a lot of people of late in 30s, 40s, in their 20s who've actually got this particular diabetes type 1.5. Now, some people have type 1, some people have type 2. I'll get over it. I'm not a doctor. It's not a science lesson. It's not a medical show, this, but it's just how I cope up with life, doing what I do, and how I kind of got here as well with regards to being a busy sports person that I am. My habits were all over the place. My eating cycles, sleep cycles. I'll break it down for you all. And it's funny because everything plays a huge part in life. Good to see you all, dude. Saying Sanjay, and I'm saying that back. Hi to Art Lover, and keep your comments pouring in. It was a good show yesterday, and I expect it to be a good show today as well. I hope you guys are having a good day, and hope you guys have enjoyed my reels that I posted out today. A few I've got really well so far in terms of traction, and more to come indeed. Now, before I go further, let me just explain what I have, right? Because I think I've exactly prepared this particular show more than the other ones because I feel sport is something which comes natural. But diabetes, I really need to be at the top of my game to tell you all what exactly I have and how it got here. So I've got something called LADA, which is latent autoimmune diabetes in adults. Now, this is pretty much a slow progressing form of diabetes. Now, essentially, this is where the pancreas stops producing insulin. Now, when I got this, the doctor said, look, you need insulin. But let me just revert the clock a little bit. So when did I get it? 2021. Does anyone in my family have diabetes? Not a chance. And touch wood, to be fair, because they've all been healthy. Now, how did I get it? And you know what? I kept thinking, is it my sweet tooth? Because that's the obvious thing you think of first with diabetes, right? Because you're like, shit, I eat so much chocolate. I was best friends with Nutella. I was honestly best friends with Nutella, Toblerone. Ferrero used to come home every 2 days. And then, of course, my brothers and sisters, in terms of Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Thumbs Up, was there literally on the dining table, lunch table. It was nuts. But I wasn't consuming as much as you think. But the amount that I would normally like to consume is every day, right? So just bear with me and let me know if you guys are relating to this. And essentially, I'm trying to do this because, like I said, I met a few people who are in the same zone and they want me to talk about it more. Hopefully, they listen to this at some point in time because all the Heg Day Everyday podcast can be heard on YouTube right now, and it's good. Which gym did you go to, or which one do you go to now? I go to this one called Lateralis on Queens Road. Fantastic. Shout out to Omar Farouk, who's just been putting me through the grind, all of his trainers over there. Shout out to them and love to them as well from my side. And I'll tell you about that at some point in time, indeed, because I'm no gym guy. I've never been a gym guy. I've always been a sports guy, but never gone to lift weights. And hence, you've been seeing me as a tall, lanky dude. So that's that. Right. So when did I get diabetic? Right. 2021. And it was March. I remember it as it was yesterday. It was Friday. And I went out for dinner and drinks with my friends to Toast and Tonic, a bar which is not there anymore in Bangalore, I think. And I had the general things that I would have on a Friday night. A couple of gin and tonics. Not a big cocktail guy, at least definitely not so now. I mean, I do drink now, and I'll tell you about that as well. But essentially, never been a cocktail guy. Sure, we've all had the days of doing LITs and various other cocktails in the past filled with sugar, but I've surpassed that, and I still went with a choice of an elderflower tonic with some bougie gin. You know how it is, right? So anyway, so that Friday night, got a Toast and Tonic and had an absolute feast with my friends. Came back, had a nice nap, woke up in the morning, and I threw up. And I was like, what's up? And essentially, I thought maybe it was food poisoning because obviously I'm non-vegetarian, so I eat meat. So could be a little upset stomach or a stomach bug or whatever, right? What's my main job? Sanjay's asking. My main job is now content creation. I don't have a job. I had a job all up until 2026, and then cricket.com shut down. You can watch that episode and the other one out. Right now, I just do content for a living. I don't know if that amazes you, if it marvels you, but take it with a pinch of salt or take it however you want. So anyway, coming back to my whole fiasco that night. Ended up throwing up. And this is where India were playing Sri Lanka in a test match in Bangalore. So I had to report that one. And the whole weekend, anything I ate, I kept throwing up. And it was just bizarre. It was like, this is food poisoning for sure. And I had to set aside time to go to the doctor. But then I kept delaying it till at least Sunday night, because this happened on Friday, Saturday morning, whatever. And then it was so bad that Sunday night I just said, you know what, I'll go to Columbia Asia. It's right here. I'm not going to go to some nursing home. Went there. The doctors were alarmed. They were just like, listen, we need to get this boy into the ICU. And at that point in time, I was 28, right? And let me give you more context. Now, obviously, when COVID hit, everyone got our COVID vaccines and shots. Now, some doctors and the research I've done have told me that people who have got their second shots, there was something which also COVID brought, which was LADA. And LADA is a recent phenomenon, which is type 1.5. So I think I'm one of those who've kind of got it, right? Can it be reversed? Surely it can. And that's always light at the end of the tunnel. And there's hope that we always kind of live with anything that we do in life, right? So similarly, I just feel diabetes was something that I didn't even foresee, guys. And you don't even see it coming. It's an invisible killer. It's a lifestyle disease. Now, all of y'all in the chat must be healthy. Touch wood, God bless. And anyone and everyone doesn't have the perfect health, but you guys got to figure out it sooner rather than later, nip it in the bud. And yeah, I will definitely put a video out which says I reversed my diabetes, hopefully. Thanks to all you well-wishers indeed. What's my favorite cheat meal? My favorite cheat meal could be a million things, man. I eat anything from spaghetti to shawarma to sambar to sushi. So my spectrum is huge. Now, look, I'm waffling along, but I appreciate the questions. All I'm trying to say to you guys is when it happened to me and I was in the hospital, the immediate test they do is like obviously a blood test, which detects your main blood score. Now, invariably, as a good human being, as a normal human being, as a healthy human being, you should have anything under 6 as an H1BA score. Let me get that right. I keep messing that up. I shouldn't mess up these terms when I'm doing a live. H1BAC, right? H1BAC. Technically, mine was about shooting through the roof, 14, 15, 16, which is crazy. And hence, I found myself in a hospital. And was I in the hospital for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, a week, 10 days? No, 20 days. And sure, the doctors milked me like a rat, like every doctor does in India. They know that you have insurance and they like to keep you through and through. And every time I had my doubts, because it was such a rare thing, type 1.5, even the doctors didn't know. They were like, you don't have type 1, you don't have type 2, it's somewhere in between. So it was a guess game. So going forward, also, I would recommend all of y'all, when you guys do any tests, go to one doctor, the second, the third, and maybe 5 more after that, just to get a proper consensus. And if there's a theme you pick out from all what the doctors have told you, then you know that something's absolutely wrong. Yeah, he stays has kind of corrected me over there. HbA1c, let me get that right. So mine was 14 or 16, guys. It was bizarre. So the doctor said, listen, we need to absolutely keep you here. And unfortunately, now you're diabetic. So you need insulin and so on and so forth. I never thought I would end up jabbing myself with this pen, right? And this is a thing that I take till today. And I need to take one now. I'll probably do it during the show just for shits and giggles, because I'm not taking my insulin after dinner. So what I was trying to say is that I never thought of pricking myself with anything, but I eventually did. I never thought of literally measuring my CGM, but I do, right? So these are things which are now obviously helping us with technology. And back in the day, I don't know how they coped, but God bless. If they coped well, they coped well. But my point being, when it all happened, I needed to kind of get on insulin because my numbers were going through the roof. So what I did was I came out of the hospital. The doctors completely psyched me, saying you cannot drink alcohol, you can't smoke the cigarette. And I don't smoke that much. I smoke the odd cigarette here and there. But genuinely, if you guys do, it's fine. We all have our sins. We all have our cons in life. And it's about balance, right? Because that's exactly what the beloved mother and sister have always told me, and I should have listened to them maybe 10 years earlier, but I find myself in this situation. Now, if you honestly have it and you guys can relate, great. Give me a thumbs up in the comments. But if you guys are maybe living a healthy, normal life, good luck and well done. You can't see it coming because that's the scary thing. I was living my life as just any 20-year-old enjoying food, enjoying Coke, Pepsi, aerated drinks. You talk about even desserts and what I used to eat, because I used to watch so much football in the night, and I also used to have invariably a late start and late finish in every job that I um, have kind of worked in. It kind of took a toll on my body, and not much of stress, because normally stress is also a huge factor for diabetes. And sure, I could attribute various things which point towards stress in my life, but I think I'm happy chappy. You know what I mean? I love sport. I literally like to um, have a tongue in cheek joke with whoever I'm around. I'm not very serious, so live life to the fullest that way. But never did I think would I be diabetic. So anyway, I did kind of even relate to my days in Hyderabad, because this is the time I was staying in Hyderabad as a news anchor for 2 years, and my diet was all over the place. Now, some people might look at themselves in the mirror and be like, yeah, I'm bloating, I'm becoming fat and obese, whatever. And then you might have a cause for concern. But in my case, I was literally lanky, couldn't see it coming at all. So went into the hospital 2021, came out of it, and essentially it just struck me that I'm diabetic right now. So every meal that I eat, I have to take this. And am I reversing it? Of course. So I've started working out. I've always been a runner, so that helped with it. And there are various ways to reverse it. There's various ways to hold it together as well. Like what I've understood, no matter what you are in life or what you do, or whether you're diabetic or not, just make sure you eat your fiber and you eat your vegetables, because I think that's very important. Because I have a few friends who are so into their non-vegetarian delicacies that they forget that a good broccoli wouldn't hurt, right? Or just your basic vegetables that even you get in a sambar, or any of the curries that you have in Indian cuisine. Just take it all, because I feel like that goes completely under the radar in terms of diet. Sure, you can have all the protein in the world, but fiber is very, very essential. And I've understood it the hard way. I've realized doing a nice walk after it. It's all the basic things. But what I'm trying to tell you today is how I kind of cope with it. Because there are times where I'm watching a game, football game, especially FIFA World Cup going on right now at the wee hours of the night, and I want a snack and I feel hungry. So I'll probably now try to have almonds or peanuts rather than Lay's or Cheetos or whatever like that. And it just makes me much more conscious about what I'm kind of putting in my body. So that's something that I would just say out loud. And I would probably now be on that road to recovery and journey to reverse my diabetes. Because what I haven't done for the longest time in this 5 years is go to the gym. Every time I kept thinking the way to bring my numbers down is to go for a run or play a sport, I'll be fine. But what the doctor told me today at the Ultra Human Lab, and shout out to Ultra Human, by the way, because I've used them in the past, and they called me today and we did some content as well. And they gave me some products, which I'll showcase to you. They gave me the M1 CGM, which I've already put in. And they've given me the ring, air ring, which is pretty top as well. So, by the way, check this out. So, essentially, it's a pen where you kind of just put the. I don't know if you guys see Durandar. Even in Durandar, there's a guy who dies with this because Ranveer just stabs it in like bizarrely. So I kind of depends what I eat. Like now, I just ate a really nice dinner made by my mom with lots of salad more than anything, so less carbs. So I'll probably take a less dose right now. But essentially, you guys would also know exactly how much to take, how much not to take. If you guys are wondering whether my sugar levels are high or not, just do a blood test. You'll know whether your fasting sugar is high or whatever. It could happen to you without a single family member of yours having diabetes. That was my biggest takeaway from it, because everyone was hale and hearty at home, but I got this weirdly, and I didn't get COVID. So, or for that matter of fact, touch wood, we've not been that kind of family to get in hospitals and all of that kind of stuff, right? So for me to go into that hospital scenario and see so many people around me being hospitalized for different reasons, and I was just like, how am I finding myself here? So now it is what it is. Life is like that. And then I've taken the positives out and been like, you know what? I have to live my life with it. And every time I kind of go anywhere, I take these pens, because these pens kind of make sure my insulin is in check and my numbers is in check. Now, even if I want to have like the odd sweet somewhere, I'd probably do it right after a run or a gym where my numbers are really low, so I can enjoy that little sweet goodness. But apart from that, it's tough, dude. It's honestly tough. Like, think about it. What I did for cricket.com for like 5 years, while the time I had diabetes, was do live shows with players, and my numbers would probably be low. So I'd always have sugar there and thereabouts, or a small chocolate. I'd go around stadiums, and in the IPL during the summer, it would be hot. So it would kind of make me feel dizzy at times. I don't know why I say that. And then the camera goes away. I think it's back now, is it? Oh my God, this camera is honestly playing tricks at times. Okay, anyway, it'll come back. My point is, so basically, another crazy story I'll tell you is like, I did this Instagram reel with this child, and it garnered all the traction because I gave her a 5-star. Now, everyone might be thinking why I had a 5-star. I could have kept any chocolate, and I gave her a 5-star because my numbers are really low, and I just keep a 5-star as a backup, or any chocolate, like I said. But she didn't get tickets for the match, and I gave her that, and then that reel went viral. And then Cadbury themselves called me to a game in Mumbai. So it's crazy. Like, diabetes has got me great things, but obviously I would like to reverse it as soon as possible. And every day I'm checking my numbers, or every time I go out, I have to take my pens. It's weird because even if I end up going on a date, like, the date's gonna ask me, be like, hey, listen, what's up, and this and that. So I'm very honest about it. I have no qualms about it. I don't feel embarrassed one bit, whatever, because I feel everyone has their own problems. And right now, the biggest problem I'm facing is my camera just spazzing. Why is it like blurred? Oh my God. YouTube. Having a laugh. Okay, anyway. I hope, it gets better as I go along. But if it doesn't, anyway, I said my piece, 17 minutes have swam by. Meanwhile, you just started saying you kind of resemble Jassie's friend. Not gonna lie. Who's Jassie? Who's Jassie? Oh, is that guy in Durandar? No, can't be. Behave. If you're taking live, YouTube might be giving you a strike. What? Taking what live? I don't know what you mean. Love your content, saying Sharat Kumar. And who's your inspiration for content creation? No one. Honestly, no one. My inspiration to be a sports anchor, lots of them. I like Guy Neville in terms of just, obviously, as a United player first, but how articulate he is, good questioning, so on and so forth. Good research, great production as well. Who else do I like? A lot of UK influences on me. I think that's very key. I'll probably do a show on that in terms of my sporting icons, so on and so forth. And that'll be definitely something I'll get into at some point in time. And tomorrow, I actually want to talk about, because most of you guys have reached out to me asking how to be a sports anchor and how do you speak such good English. Like, I don't want to give you guys an English lesson by any chance, but I'll tell you exactly the nuances of how to approach people in terms of conversations, or how to get into commentary if you guys want to, or get into, I don't know, writing sports articles for online portals, because I've been there and done that. So I'd like to give you a little lowdown of how things function in the sports industry, even right now with 2026 being chaotic for people like me to find a job per se. But it is what it is. So coming back to the whole diabetes chat though, right now, I did go to Ultra Human and they gave me a whole body test. If you guys aren't aware what Ultra Human is basically a brand which deals with CGM, rings, betterment of life and health, right? So it takes care of performance and prevention, and it's fantastic because in Indranagar, they have this performance lab, and I literally went to get not just like my recovery done, but everything measured from my bone density. I felt like Ronaldo, or I felt like Virat, like literally everything measured to the T. They gave you a full report, and it's like a proper dashboard of your health. And I think you should definitely go check it out, 100%. I want to probably wear the ring tonight and unbox this and make a video soon. And the M1 I've already opened. It's this one. So basically, if you guys are diabetic, I would suggest getting an Ultra Human ASAP, because it just does all the things for you. And it's on Bluetooth. You don't have to keep scanning it as well. It's just right there. Virat Kohli or your favorite Man United player? In terms of what? Like, generally, that's a very random one, Sanjay. But can't choose. But if you ask me my favorite Man United player of all time, which is probably Paul Scholes or Virat. Probably choose Virat because I have, like, it's two different sports, but my all-time sports person ever. That's a tough one, man. I've had very choices as well across sport. It was Dravid, Jayasuriya, Lara growing up. Then, of course, I liked people like Nathan Astle, Virat Kohli, of course, who came later with AB. So, like right now, if you ask me, like Bruno and people like that. But back in the day, random Carrick, Andy Roddick for tennis. And I liked a lot of Indian female athletes like PV Sindhu, because of course I interviewed her, so I really like her because I know her work ethic and she's phenomenal. Honestly, like, hope she gets more glory before she hangs her boots up. But yeah, I mean, fair bit of choices I've had over the years. I'll probably do a video on my favorite sporting icons for sure. But right here, right now, talking about this whole diabetes situation. If you guys have it, God bless, go reverse it. I think I'll be on that journey with you as well. And I definitely want to get off pricking myself and probably get on tabs. And who knows when that'll be, because it's definitely reversible. It depends on yourself. Like, sometimes you have to be charged of your body. So it is what it is. Thanks for joining in. It was a little brief live, just to guys give you an impression of what can happen. And if it is, don't worry, we're all in that same boat, and I'll be there if you guys ever need to talk to me on Instagram. So DM me. Until the next time, so goodbye for me. I need to run to a friend's house who's getting married. So he's having a little party. So I thought I'll go and celebrate. The camera's okay now, which is ridiculous because the whole last 3 minutes it was just effing about. But I'll try to figure it out for tomorrow's live. Join me at maybe I'll do a slightly earlier live tomorrow, because I might go out in the night. So I might do an earlier live tomorrow. I'll keep you guys posted. Follow me on Instagram for all the updates. Until the next time, so goodbye from me. A little somber Thursday chat, but not somber because I'm going to reverse it and so on and so forth. So information can always help. Hope this has been informative. See you and take care. Cheers. Thanks for tuning in.